Hey y'all, Gilly Custom here. I just recently got this sweet new ride. Yeah, I think that'll hold all my kids. Got some big plans for this thing. Let me show you. So we're doing something a little different today. We're gonna add some cool stuff to this van. First thing we did, we got this DC powered cooler off Amazon. So we'll see how that runs for us. But I don't want to run the battery out on the van. So how about we put some solar panels on the roof? Let's head into the workshop and see what we got. Got this solar kit from Amazon. We got a couple of solar panels, a couple of batteries, and what is in here? Let's see. What do we have here? It's like Christmas. Here we go. Eco-worthy solar charge controller. So this is going to take the power from the solar panels and I guess turn it into a nice regular power that can charge the batteries. And what's this? These must be wiring kits. Off-grid inverter. All right. Like I said, it's like Christmas. How do you open this stupid thing? Ooh, pretty. Still bigger than I thought it'd be. Okay. So we got a 2,000 watt inverter. That's where the batteries will connect, I guess. Couple of plugs, and then I guess the solar is going to plug into that too, huh? Here's what's going to happen actually. These will go to the batteries, but before that there's going to be solar panels will go into this and out from here to there. Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright, let's figure out how we're going to mount these solar panels. First thing I did was to build a mounting box type thing for the batteries, the inverter, the solar charger, all the other electronics, all that good stuff. And of course, being a woodworker, I just had to build it out of wood. I just used some scraps of maple plywood that I had laying around the workshop. I always have a bunch of this stuff left over from cabinet jobs and that kind of stuff. So, had everything I needed, ready to go. Alright, we got our tentative set up here. Gonna test it and see if it works. As of now, we're just hooking up to one battery and one solar panel. And this is not where it's gonna stay in the van. This is just for now, just to see. Alright, battery's hooked up. This is on. Hook up the solar panel. See what happens. It's charging. Sweet. Now let's test it. I figure if it runs as jigsaw, it should be doing okay. I guess that's going to turn the... There's the inverter. Inverter is on. There we go. Yeah. There we have it. Solar powered jigsaw. Heck yeah. So the next step was to put together a rack to attach the solar panels to the roof of the van. So I used some square metal tubing that I had. Again, just stuff I had laying around. Kind of worked with what I had. I marked it out, drilled it where it was going to bolt, and bolted solar panels to it. It's a 12-volt system, so I got these 4 solar panels wired in parallel with some combiners, and then I used some zip ties to kind of neaten up the wires. So this van is pretty much all blacked out except for this heavy-duty rack up here. So let's take those bars down and paint those black. I unbolted the bars, took them all down, laid them out, gave them a quick scuff sanding just so the paint would adhere better. Then nice little wipe down and set them out to spray. Turned out pretty good. Alright, we're going to do another project on this van while we wait for that paint to dry. We're going to make a water tank for up on the rack. Not for drinking water, for showering while camping, rinsing off feet after going to the beach, that kind of stuff. We're going to make it out of PVC pipe. Let's do it. So I had a basic plan in my head of the layout, but I was also kind of making it up as I went along. I think the design worked out okay. Alright, that's basically what I had in mind, except this will point a little more downwards, maybe be a little shorter. This is 4-inch PVC pipe. Goes about 13 feet long, about 4 feet across. So between 13 and 4 feet across, 4-inch pipe. The way I figure it, that's about, let's see, about 2.62 cubic feet of water, which is right about 20 gallons. So this thing will hold about 20 gallons of water. Not bad. Let's glue it up. Alright, so let me explain a little bit what I got here. It's 4-inch PVC pipe, elbows on the front end over there, regular caps on the ends. Right here we got a T with a little screw cap here. It's a test T. And this will be to fill this thing up with water. Just stick a hose in here. I think I'm also going to drill a little hole in there as a little pressure release, because I imagine this thing sitting in the hot sun on top of the black van, all painted black, it's going to get pretty hot, and that pressure is going to increase, and I don't want to blow anything up. So we're going to drill a little hole in that as a pressure release. And then over here we got another T facing downwards at an angle, reducing to a 1/2-inch PVC with a shutoff valve and then a threaded outlet there to hook a hose to. So the idea is be able to hook a little hose to it with a little spray nozzle, shower nozzle, whatever. Yeah. Of course we had to paint this black too to make it all match, and that'll help keep the water warm. Then while that paint dries, let's hook up the solar. Alright, we're going to drill a hole for where the solar panel wire is going to come in. I found the ideal spot from the inside and drilled a little pilot hole. Now we're going to drill it from out here. I gotta say, I feel weird drilling a hole in the side of my van, but here it goes. Oh, it's a little bigger. One more. Yep, that's it. I'm gonna use this plastic grommet so the wire doesn't get cut on the side of this metal. Now we're gonna silicone the hell out of it and hope that that holds. All right, there we go. There's our solar panel wires. And like I said, I'm gonna have to seal the heck out of that. Now we can hook it up on the inside. All right, here we are inside the van. We got our wires coming through. Put it through this post. There it goes. Snap back into place. And right out the seatbelt slot. The seatbelt isn't even used right now, so not in the way. Got these wires we're gonna hook into our solar charger. Let's see. It's these guys right here. All right, pop this little panel back on here. Cover those connections. And we're gonna mount that right there. All right. Well, dang it. I ran it around the seatbelt. All right, let's move this. Rather move this through here rather than undo those wires again. There we go. Price is inverted. I really should have mapped out my wiring before making connections. So this is kind of a mess now. Of course, all three of these go around this the wrong way. That's kind of obnoxious. I wonder, shall we dance? Nope. I don't know why I thought that would make it work. That was dumb. Oh well. Alright, we gotta disconnect some stuff over here anyway, so no big deal. Okay, there it is. Got it set up. We got our two batteries. We got our 2000 watt inverter, got our solar charger, little Bluetooth module right here. Up here we got the remote for the inverter, and then this is just a little power bank for, you know, these little 12 volt outlets. There they are. Also got a couple USB plugs on there. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. That's the setup. Now all we got to do is get those solar panels hooked up, keep this thing charged. All right, we have painted the roof rack and we have installed the solar panels. Yeah, let's see how it looks inside. There's the setup once again. And look at that, it's charging. Yeah. All right, folks, here's another little upgrade that I'm working on for this van. I wanted some kind of ventilation system to keep it from getting too hot when it's parked. So I got this cheapo little fan, about 6 inches wide, little bitty thing. Wired it to this cheapo little thermostat with the probe on it and everything. What I did is I ran wire all the way through the front, all the way to the front, to where the solar connector is up there. And we're gonna mount this stupid little thing right here on the back door panel. So the idea is when we're parked, front windows will be cracked open a little bit, and this will be blowing air to outside once it hits a certain temperature inside the van. So theoretically, create a little airflow and reduce the temperature inside the van by a little bit. So we're gonna see how this works. I've got it wired up. It was complicated because this little Chinese thing had a little Chinese instructions, so it took a while, but I figured it out, I think. So we're gonna see if it works. Here's the probe. I got it set to 90 degrees. So I wanna say if it gets 3 degrees above that, it'll turn on. So I'm gonna hold this thing in my hand, get it to warm up. Yep, it's warming up. Oh, there goes the fan. Yeah, that's blowing some air. That's pretty good air movement for a tiny little thing. Now, as it cools back down, put that there to cool it down. Yep, kick back off. All right, I think it's gonna work. So we're gonna go ahead and cut ourselves a hole right into the van, mount it, and then, I don't know, I'm kind of making this up as I go along. So we'll see what happens, and then we'll see if it's effective. All right, we're gonna mark out right here where we wanna cut this hole. So pro tip, if you're gonna cut a hole in a car or any nice surface, put painter's tape on it first. Keep you from screwing up the surface more than you already will. All right, here goes nothing. So far, so good. Now, I'm not a metal worker, I'm a woodworker. So this is like new stuff to me right here. But that wasn't that hard. See how she fits. Oh, perfect. Shoot, that doesn't even look bad. Get it screwed in. So I made this little styrofoam duct, we'll say. Get the air all the way to the inside of the van. See if we can fit it in here. A little snug. But I think it'll work. I think I need to flip this around so the wires come out the bottom. I don't think it should fit. There we go. Beautiful. Now the wires are out here, and they'll tie into the little thermostat, which will mount probably about there, with the probe sticking maybe up here or something. I don't know. See what we can make happen. There we go. There's a hole cut for the air to come through, and there's the little regulator thing mounted. Now we can wire it up and pop this back on there. See if it works. Alright, it's mounted. Seal it up. Keep the weather out of it. Alright, that works, I think. Alright, we got our connections made. There it is. There's the probe. We'll probably tape it up or something at some point, but we'll pop this panel back in and give it a shot. And there we go. I don't think that looks bad at all. Guess I might throw a little black paint on the screws once that sealant dries, but other than that, not too bad. Alright, well, let's take this thing out into the sun and see if it works the way it's supposed to. I don't think I've ever purposely wanted my van to get hot before, but here we go. Alright, we're parked in the sun. Windows are shut except for little side flip out windows to let some air in. So we're gonna see what happens when it gets really hot inside this van. We're gonna see if this little puppy kicks on the way it's supposed to. Shouldn't take too long. It's about, I don't know, 90 some degrees outside right now. I set it to 92. I think there's a 3-degree correction or something. I don't know. Point is, I think it'll kick on when it gets about 95 inside the van. So shouldn't take too long in this heat. Ooh, it got cold quickly. Now, we just fast forwarded about 6 months. I wanted before releasing this video, I wanted to see how all these upgrades did for 6 months. So this was back in August I did all this. It is now February. So yeah, 6 months of using these cool upgrades on this cool van. I'm going to show you how it's been working out. So we were just on this little guy back here, little exhaust vent fan thing. It works okay. It's not, it doesn't cool down the inside of the van quite as much as I thought it would. But it does kick on very nicely when it gets hot in there, and it's blowing hot air out. So I guess it's working. It just doesn't cool the van down as much as it would if it were moving more air. It moves air pretty quickly though. It's a powerful little thing, but when it's that hot in a van and it's that small of a fan, it can only do so much. So I think it helps. Does it help a whole lot? It's okay. It's okay. The water tank up here, as you can see, I got it open right now because I got it empty and I don't want water being up there freezing. So it's been awesome though. Holds 20 gallons. And it's been great. Not while it's freezing because, you know, I don't want it getting full of ice and being useless and busting and all that. It's been handy though. I will say the design is okay. I found my flaws and I found what I'm gonna change on it. I might make some upgrades. So you see how it's like a giant U-shaped thing, right? Depending on how I'm parked, sometimes it doesn't let all the water come down to the spigot over here. What I'm thinking I might add is I might add a couple of T's here and on the other side, and I like another piece of 4-inch pipe in between the two to link them up. I think that'll help because otherwise I pretty much have to be parked on, not necessarily parked on completely level ground, but I got to be parked on level ground in order to use all of that 10 gallons. Otherwise, if I'm off the one side, you know, only half the water comes down to the spigot. Anyways, it's pretty good though. I like it. It's been super handy. We take it camping and we have water to clean off. You know, we take the van to the beach. We can hose off our feet. Um, you know, wash off the kids. It's been great. It's been good. Solar panels. They've been fun. So let me show you how it looks in here now. It looks the same except it's just a little dirtier. The kids have done their stuff. But the inverter over here is holding up just fine. I haven't gotten a whole lot of use out of it, honestly. I mean, it's been nice to have, but how often do I use it? Not that often. But when I need it, great to have. Batteries are holding up just fine. This thing has been awesome. This cooler, always having cold food and drinks in the van has been great. And there we go. That's what the batteries or the solar panels and batteries are doing. So for that reason alone, that whole solar panel and battery system has been worth it. Now, that's not running on the inverter. That's running directly on the solar charger and batteries. So that's why I say the inverter, yeah, it's been pretty good. That's what gives us our regular outlets on the side there that I can plug things into. Without that though, I have up here, I have the USB and you know, like 12-volt cigarette lighter type outlets. That's what the cooler is plugged into. So even without the inverter running, I can run anything 12-volt. So this cooler also got a little 12-volt car vacuum thing that obviously we have not been using very much. Thanks, kids. But that has been pretty great. Kind of a cool factor too. Everybody's like, "Whoa, dude, your van looks like the A-Team van or something. I just need a little red stripe down the middle." So yeah, it's been fun. It's been cool. I like these upgrades. I have a couple ideas of a couple changes I'm going to make for this summer, like what I mentioned on adding some more pipe on the top. But it's been fun. So if you have any ideas of some cool upgrades that I can do, maybe leave a comment. And if you like what you see, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate y'all watching. And yeah, catch you on the next one. God bless.